Welcome everybody to another episode of Car Chronicles Reviews, us the Less Than Stealthy Ninjas. I'm Scooter Ray, aka Big Cheese Grater. We have Aranya Miss, aka Dead-Eyed Aranya, and we have Cosmic Boss, aka Boss Badon. And hold on, since this is our first time doing one of these CCRs live, we gotta kind of amp it up just a little bit, just a little bit. So we'll be right with you in 1 second.
Oh, there you go.
That's fancy.
And welcome back. All right, so as y'all see from the background, as y'all saw from the title, Evil Dead Rise is the movie that's the topic. I'm gonna let these two take it away because they're more of the Evil Dead people, so I'm gonna let them take it away.
All right. Did you type it right? I was trying to pull up the cast so that we could talk about the characters and their real names because I don't know any of those people's real names.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all
Who's
talking,
the main character?
I get that.
Yeah. Lily Sullivan.
No. The mummies with the maggots.
Oh, the mummy. Alyssa Sutherland.
Sutherland?
Yes.
Is she related to Keith Sutherland? Anyway, let me tell you something. Alyssa Sutherland, though.
Ooh,
That girl. Come on.
might be the best Deadite ever.
Yeah, I appreciate her. Like, come on. She was creepy. She was, oh my God, just unyielding. And I mean, not that Deadites aren't unyielding. They are,
Right.
you think you away, you're not.
Before we get there, we got to talk about the movie as far as the overall first, before we get to the specifics. Talk about Evil Dead as a franchise, as a whole.
Oh, so far, best horror movie of the year.
Have we seen any horror movies this year, though?
Best horror movie of the year.
Not bad. It was good, though. It was good.
Scream 6.
Oh. Best horror movie of the year.
Best horror movie of the year. Yes. In terms of quick comparison, in terms of Evil Dead films, top 3.
Yeah, I give it 9 Kandarian Dagons.
Yeah, same. Nine daggers out of 10.
Yeah.
Like this, I'll even go on a limb, and I'm gonna say this: I liked it better than 2013.
I'm not gonna say that. What I'm gonna say is I liked it. I liked it better than the original 2, and of course the one we don't talk about.
We don't talk about Army of Darkness,
But
even though
I
it
would
is
watch-
hard to admit those, it's still enjoyable. But
I would watch this and 2013 back to back. 2013 was still quite,
very much,
but still, this was still really, really good.
still really good. Yes.
Really gory. That's what you come here for Evil Dead for.
Right.
Okay, you don't come to Evil Dead to see no bullshit soft stuff.
Right.
You come to see the gore and the feeling of they're gonna swallow your soul.
Anybody that knows this franchise knows it started out straight horror, then veered into horror comedy for the longest time. And you could argue its best work is straight horror comedy. But when they came back in 2013, it was straight horror again, and so is this one.
Yes.
But what this one did, more so than what 2013's did, this one was straight horror, but they had a little bit of the outlandishness
They did.
that could have been taken into comedy if they didn't make it serious.
Yeah, they did.
So it was amazing.
I like to watch Evil Dead for that feeling of vulnerability. That, oh no, and this captured it better than 2013 did.
Right. In Evil Dead, more so than any other horror franchise, when you watch it, you get the feeling anybody is gonna get the smoke.
That's right.
Anybody. Unless Ashley Williams is in it,
There you go.
everybody is up for grabs.
Yes.
Everybody. So
And that's a really good thing about horror movies, because you don't want to watch a horror movie with some big name celebrity and you automatically assume, well, that person is not going to be possessed or die or whatever.
Right.
You want everybody to be equal playing field. Cheering, celebrities, old people,
folks,
it don't matter.
Pets.
True.
Look,
True.
man.
And this actually it gave us that. It gave us that feel, and I enjoyed that, because that Kandarian demon is a motherfucker.
Okay,
But
so
I also liked this.
Wait. Before we keep going any further, let's dial it back. Tell the people what the movie is about.
Well, it starts off, if you've seen the trailer, it starts off with those people at that
lake
house. And then it says, after what happens to them, it says one day earlier. And it's like, okay, what happened here?
Right.
And so then it goes to the apartment.
And that's where you meet the family.
That's where you meet the family. No, it doesn't go there first.
Right. It shows a little bit of the
sister, what she's doing, and gives her some context to her story and everything that she's going through. And we're not going to go into that. And then it jumps to the family of the sister and her 3 kids and what they're like and all that.
Right, their life.
Yeah. So
it picks up pretty quick after that.
Right.
Like, it's like, here's the sister, here's the family, Kandarian.
Right. Like it goes like essentially it's 90 minutes. It's a 90-minute movie.
Yeah.
It essentially picks up once it shows the family. Sister knocks on door. They converse a little bit like family.
You might have 10 minutes.
Mom sends kids out. They come back. Kandarian pops off.
Right, Kandarian.
And so it gets busy quick.
For the people who have never seen any Evil Dead film, what we keep talking about is the Kandarian demon. What you do is you read from the Necronomicon. Why people continue to do this? No clue. Anyway, they read from the Necronomicon, which rises the Kandarian demon, and that demon will possess a person. That person, in essence, becomes a
Okay, well, Aranya and Boss dipped that. But basically, essentially, when they come back, in Evil Dead Rise, what Boss was saying was that after the sister comes to visit the family, there is an event that happens where they stumble upon the Necronomicon, and lo and behold, things get real. From what you've been seeing in the trailer, of course, the demons possess the mom, and from that, it's a fight for survival. Usually, these movies take place in a forest and a cabin, but this one produced the added fear of taking place in a high-rise apartment. So even though it's not in a cabin, you still have the close quarters of an apartment, and it's a fight for survival.
Yes.
We don't know what you said, but I'm going to pick up where I left.
And it's a fight for survival. And now Aranya is going to explain the demons.
Okay. So the Kandarian demon will possess one person, normally in a group of many. And that one demon, that one person, that one deadite will then in turn harm other people and or vomit on them.
Yeah.
And turn them into a deadite as well. In essence, trying to turn everyone in the situation into a deadite. And normally there's one heroine person who is not a deadite who can make it. However, it's normally really rough for that person.
Look, it's like, and this is a spoiler, but like in the book, when they were listening to it, when it said the demon's purpose is to sow fear through chaos and violence.
Right.
That
in essence is everything.
That is.
Well, I can't say that.
What?
That was too much of a spoiler.
Okay. So yeah, and like she said, it infects one person. It can possess multiple people.
Yeah.
And
especially if you get stabbed with something.
Right.
Or vomited.
You get scratched, you get stabbed, vomited on, you ingest the possessed person's blood.
Yeah, the black whatever they're filled with.
Like
that is pretty much the same in every film.
They are essentially a zombie demon.
So let's do it this way, because this movie is going to be hard to talk about without spoiling it. So before we get into the real discussion of the movie, I know y'all said it earlier, but what rating would y'all give this movie?
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10 Kandarian daggers.
9
I give it a 9 out of 10 as well.
What?
So with that being said, we are going to give a slight pause, and when the pause is over with, we will get into spoiler time. So if you want to stop the review here, you can stop it here. But beyond this point will be spoilers. We'll be back with you.
Yes.
All right, so now we're going to get into the nitty gritty of Evil Dead Rise and all of the juicy bits. So, to give the true story, we meet the people at the cabin at the lake, and I don't see how people can be so just free. Like, I couldn't be at a lake just sitting there like that and just all calm and peaceful reading a book. Because my level of concern would be too heightened just sitting on a dock reading a book or trying to read a book.
I mean, I could, but if somebody's sick, I'm like this. What's wrong with you?
Right.
What's wrong with you?
I'm not going on vacation with no sick person.
Well, remember, they didn't know she was sick until they got there. So they was already there.
I don't mind that part. I just mind the whole somebody sick. I've seen too many horror movies. It's too many diseases. What's wrong with you? Right. You need to go back?
Right.
Well, and from the beginning, we see the friend
so now
Jessica.
It's time for you to go home, because I don't know what's wrong with you.
Well, we see the friend Jessica. The other friend wants to go check in on her. She basically is possessed, and poor girl got scalped. Poor girl.
But let me just say something.
Mm-hmm.
In any Evil Dead film, when someone, aka Cheryl, starts to predict and or read text that they cannot possibly know, it's time to go.
Time to go.
Well,
Cheryl did this in the first film.
Well, not only
Ace
that too.
of Spades, Queen of Diamonds. Her back turned, she looking out the window.
But then not only that too, you should know your friend, and at the time, that ain't her voice.
Right.
Look, like I said to her, once you start talking like a 1940s lumberjack white man, it is time to go. It is time to go. I don't know. You are a 19-year-old young LA woman.
Right.
Well,
no. Your voice sound like it's several of you in there.
Your boyfriend would have been walking back to the door with the car gone.
Right.
Well,
car asking me if I'm gonna take.
Poor girl gets scalped. Then the boyfriend is on the dock taking a whiz. Old girl comes stumbling and bumbling out to her, and then he looking like, "Hey, Jessica, you good, fam? Does she look good?" Then she proceeds to take the drone, hit herself in the face, goes in the water. The boyfriend is like, "I must save her," and only his head pops out. Head and a little bit of this. And then one of the coolest title sequences I've seen in a while, when she raised up out that water and then it's just Evil Dead Rise, it was like, well, we in it, people. We in it. Then of course we meet the other sister, Beth. And we don't want to get too much in it, but Beth eventually goes to where her sister and her 3 kids live, and they're playing catch up in a sense. Beth has kind of been estranged in a sense. You know, she's a what they call, what she said, a guitar technician, and from that, she basically is playing catch up. She's realizing that her sister is essentially going through a divorce. They have to leave their apartment that they're living in because they're going to demolish it. So, you know, trying to be the good sister slash aunt, she's playing catch up. So, in the process of her playing catch up and her figuring out some things, a random earthquake happens. And this is where my love-hate relationship of horror movies come into play. Because after everybody was safe, Big Brother is like, hey, there's a hole over here. Okay, and let's go upstairs and go eat this pizza, my guy.
Right.
No, I must see what's down there. Because we do find out this old high rise is an old bank. So he's like, I'm going to go explore this hole. The infuriation, because he's searching through stuff to where we find out he's like a DJ or practicing DJ. He finds some random vinyls in an old, how about say it, 1942 steel World War II case. And he's like, I'm going to take these vinyls. Now,
Man.
he had the warning.
And Jesus warned him.
Jesus warned him.
Jesus leaned into that boy like, what you doing?
Jesus basically was like, leave this place. And he was like, nah, Jesus, I'm good. Now, I don't know about y'all. If I find a huge tomb crypt thing and the only thing in it is something wrapped in a cloth, but just so happens I get brave enough to take it out. The moment he opened up that cloth and all them bugs and roaches, big deuces. Big deuces. That book would have never came with me. I would have been out of there. Big deuces. But of course, they take the book. And just like Aranya said earlier, why do people keep messing with these things? He's sitting there trying to open the book. The little teeth pricks his finger. The blood triggers it, opens it up. He's just flipping through the page. It's like, ooh, what is this? Ooh, what's this? And sister is like, hey, yo, say, fam, close this. Close this.
Right.
What are you doing? Get rid of this. Well, mom ain't gonna let us get rid of this. Do it in the morning, but leave it alone. Nope. What he do? Plays the vinyls. And that was the undoing. Because the second vinyl was, and see, they did it, and see, they can speak to it more than me, because don't normally somebody reads it, and that's what triggers.
Yes.
Well, in this case,
well,
on the vinyl recording,
in earlier movies, there was recordings too.
Right, there was the one man's recordings
Okay.
telling them what was going on. And then some people read it because in the 2013, old buddy with the glasses was like, "Conda, sir."
Right, right. And look, I did not like him for the longest time, but he survived so much.
He did. Dude, if you have not seen 2013,
no, I have not seen 2013 yet.
I think I do. I'll have to check.
We'll check. But you need to see 2013 because it was really good. It was really good.
But so
I can check and see what if it's the only thing I got.
The second vinyl is the preacher reading, and he starts to read the text. And from that, the whole system is like, nah, fam, you gonna get these bars. Nope. He couldn't cut the record player off. He couldn't move the needle. Nothing. It was like, you gonna get these bars. So of course,
I
Huh?
love that tiny detail. I love that tiny detail because most people think when you first see it, well, just take the needle off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it was like, ha ha, we already thought of that. Nope, he doesn't get to take the
Right.
needle
He
off.
Yep.
tried to unplug it. It went zap. Get your hands back.
Boy, we
It's
finishing
like,
this.
nah,
Gotta go.
you gonna hear these bars. So
That's right.
read the text, and then next thing you know, all hell breaks loose. Um, poor mom, aka Alyssa Sutherland, Ellie. Poor Ellie because she just basically gets just murked in that elevator.
Ooh.
But I will say there was no tree or cord essay in this.
No, it was not.
Normally there's tree essay. So Ellie wins kind of,
Yeah.
but she got broke.
But
Ow.
so in the words of Chris Berman, Ellie comes stumbling and bumbling back in that apartment, and they like, "Mom, you good?" And then next thing you know, she just goes straight in the kitchen, and just throwing whole egg. And like I said, that's when the movie just kicks off. And I'm gonna tell
She
you,
start cracking eggs and start cooking.
I'm gonna tell you, because we're gonna really
Yeah.
just basically start getting to like highlights and things like this. When she first started terrorizing them, before she just kind of threw up all her insides, I would have been like, "That ain't her no more, fam. That ain't her no more." But you know, the 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 scene that got me, which was Boss's favorite
Yeah.
thing. Well, I'm pretty sure
Because
one
I
of
don't even
Boss's
know what all
favorite
that
scene.
was. She eating porridge? What is this?
Right.
Um, the first scene that had me kind of cracking up personally was when they was like, "Oh my gosh, she's burning up. Let's get her in the tub." When they put her
And
in
I'll
that
get the
tub,
ice.
when they put her in that tub and she started spazzing out, did her little reverse spider woman on the ceiling.
Bro.
Now look, I don't know about y'all. There's no way I could have just let go of the wall and just freely fell back in the tub. I would have clanked. I would have hit something on the way down.
Look.
She
Oh,
just
I would have
freely,
failed.
Oh,
like, that tub
he
ain't looked
just
that
side
big.
dove into that tub. That tub had to be elongated to the right because ain't
It
no
didn't look
tub in
that
the
big.
world big enough for for that woman because she looked about 6'3".
She ain't 6'3".
She looked tall. So
She's probably like 5'7", but she would have still hit her head on the
right,
carpet.
she just
Uh, uh, Boss is half right. She 5'11",
I was close.
okay. She was
but
between us.
there's no
Yeah.
way she just freely just. All right, y'all, I'm good.
Right.
But
Don't
then of
hit your
course,
head on the carpet. That's right.
and then of course, Boss's favorite line. She's, "Mom, you good? Mommy's with the maggots now.
The maggots now. And
I'm
I'm
out.
out.
You can have her too.
right.
I'm out.
Like
I'm
what
out."
part that made me chuckle inside was when they all bolted out that bathroom and they were waiting for her to come out. She just stuck her head out and was looking at them from the side.
Yes,
Come
she was going
You're
like,
on, man.
torturing them at this point.
Come on,
You're playing
man.
with your food.
Like, right. She was, oh my, she was like them leopards you see in the video with them baby impalas, just hugging them. Like, look, girl, we gonna be real good friends.
Oh, thank you. I'm
but
good. I'm out the door. I don't know what y'all standing there waiting on.
um,
Tell them what you call the elevator. Tell them what you call the elevator. Tell the chat and tell Scoot what you call the elevator.
what you called it?
when I when they came outside, I saw that elevator going. Like it was gonna hit them. That was the toe jamming Earl elevator. Like if you
But so
it
some of
was
the
gonna eat
violence,
their ass.
some of the violence and some of the things that were portrayed in
The
that
toe,
movie.
the toe jamming Earl elevator. Like this,
Because it had teeth.
it had teeth, my boy. That's oh
I'm gonna say
oh that
this:
was good.
when this was brought out,
Oh.
I ain't appreciate that. So I'm gonna just tell you this: if I understand this was my so throughout the course of the movie, the the oldest daughter gets possessed first, and unfortunately, deadite. And the cool part about the movie was the pages were flipping every time, a new quote unquote deadite was created or this, that, and the third. And the page will flip and they'll let you know, okay, boom, this is what's happening next. So the oldest daughter gets possessed. Aunt Beth, she goes check, and she in the kitchen just spider crouched on the counter eating glass. And then next thing you know, they get into it. Aunt Beth trying to get away, and she took that cheese grater and just scraped leg, and literally you can see the shreds of skin and meat. I'm telling you this right now. As a human being, we probably would have squared up after that. Cause you're not about to cheese grate my leg, fam, and then no, we go square.
We should have squatting on the counter and squaring up.
Right.
We squaring up.
Oh my.
I'm going. You're not my niece anymore. One, we're squaring up. It's going down. Like we are squaring up for real.
Again, people don't learn from their trauma. Your sister is outside, and she is not your sister anymore. Now your niece is magically squatting on the counter, eating glass, throw it out the window. We're done here. I'm not playing with you. I'm gonna bust your head up against this counter and I'm gonna throw you out the window. You can avenge your land if you want to, but you're not gonna be able to get back up here.
She'd have been up there eating that glass. You'd have got one of them running down light kicks. Just double kick right in your back. You would have been up in them cabinets. Just like you would have been done with me, fam, because ain't no way. Like you left the stove burning, you squatting up there in
ain't gonna happen. No. Ain't gonna happen.
Nope. Nope.
Also, too, I do want to give a big shout out to Stephanie. We gotta give props to Stephanie. Stephanie kept her word.
Look.
She kept her word.
With her scrunchie necklace.
Shout out to that little girl. What was her name?
Yeah, Newt, aka the new
Nell Fisher, aka Cassie. So this was her first movie. It said introducing Nell Fisher.
Yeah, she did it really good.
Really good. When she cut off the head of that dog, I was like, what's this little child doing?
She crazy.
Right. I'm like, something gonna bad happen to her. And she talked about she put that head on a pike and like they're gonna protect us.
I thought that she was gonna be one of those like Indian witch doctor people because she had that little wig thing on, and I was like, oh,
the mop.
Right. She put on I was like, what is she sacrificing dogs?
You know that wasn't no new mop either. That was you.
New thing.
So she called it Stephanie. I'm like Stephanie.
I told him I haven't cared about a child that much since Newt and Carol Ann, okay?
You know what? I will say this. When everything was kicking off,
did you see Poltergeist?
I was like, this little girl must be protected. I was like, okay, Cassie has to be protected at all times. I don't care what happens. Yes. Cassie has to be protected.
Because Cassie's a smart little girl.
Yeah, except for the one scene. That one mistake she made. But she held her ground and did what she needed to be done in the times it needed to be done. She was not useless as most horror children are.
Now, I don't want to fully spoil that moment, but when Beth was looking out the peephole and watching Ellie's carnage, I was like, that was so beautifully shot. That was so beautifully shot. But
shout out to that handsome neighbor.
You mean One Eye Willie?
What's his name?
Jaden Daniels.
Shout out to him.
But let's give a you went outside to that boy Billy Reynolds McCarthy, aka Ponytail.
Ponytail just wanted to holler at Bethany. What's that, Bethany? What was the sister's name?
The sister was bad. The sister that ate what was the sister name that ate the glass?
Bridget.
Bridge. Yeah.
He just wanted to holler at Bridget.
That boy died choking on the eyeball.
Hey,
That was coughed up into his mouth, fam. Like, you went out sad.
Look, at this point, I would rather that than what was happening to some of them other folks. But
think about your favorite Evil Dead 2 and Linda's eye.
So, oh man.
But yeah, as the movie progressed,
that whole hallway scene.
As the movie progressed,
that little boy back into
the one thing I do love was when they thought everything had a calm period. Beth was like, "Let me hear these records, fam." And I do love that the priest was like, "Look here, at the end of the day, there ain't nothing we can do. I tried to kill it. I tried to dismember it. Ain't nothing we can do. The most you can do is just run. Just GTFO. Get out of there. Get out of there." And then the movie kicks off some more. And it was like, because the thing is that this was one of those movies to me, it was like, how are they going to survive this? Are they going to survive this? You know, because at this point, things was getting real. And I love how, to me, so much things happened in this apartment complex. I mean, this apartment, and nobody was hearing nothing else.
Well, they did say it was abandoned because it was condemned and be destroyed in 1 month.
For the most part, when one thing was happening in another room, somebody was in another room and they was just like, eh.
Right. Like you said, like what kind of headphones are those?
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Because you ain't hear nothing but what's going on that record player.
But the fact that you were in a horror situation and you were so oblivious, I would have taken at least one, because you got kids in the other room. You got a body that's kind of sort of tied up. I'm going to take one of the headphones off and have it just where one is covered so I can hear, and out the other ear I can hear if she breaks through the door or anything happens.
Not even only that. She was so tunnel vision, she wasn't even looking around. She was just, I'ma just stare this way.
Right. She was watching the shit spin while she listened.
What's going on?
Yes.
Like, man, your survival skills is 0.
But we'll skip a few more deets. The amalgamation of creature.
Yeah.
AKA The Last of Us 2. AKA
I was thinking that too. I was like, Last of Us 2. Last of Us 2. But the amalgamation.
And that's what I also loved about this one. We always saw the book, but they never went into what was happening in the book.
Well, they did in 2013.
In the show, they did. They went into like the other demons that were in the book.
Right. They in 2013, remember the pages would turn and then you would see what was going on in the book versus what was going on in real life. Right. So that's a new thing that they started doing, where they show you where we at in the book. Because before it's like death.
Right.
But let's just say the heroes win. We'll just put it at the heroes win, because when the amalgamation happens, they get downstairs and they get downstairs rather violently. But the heroes get the upper hand thanks to a chainsaw. A good old chainsaw.
Do they win? Does anybody ever win?
Well, that's what I was getting at. The heroes win only because they escaped.
Exactly.
They got out of there. Now, from what we discussed earlier, where the friend Jessica, she wakes up the next morning. Yeah, man, it was this, that, third. I slept through it all, and blah blah blah. She was the most oblivious person I have ever seen in a movie.
Yep.
But one
Here's
of
the thing. Because she walked through that parking garage, and after everything we saw that happened there, she smelled nothing.
Nope.
She saw nothing.
She was on her phone.
Right. And until she was about to back up, she saw her rear view. And then she got out and couldn't mind her business.
The thing is, if I look in the rear view and I see something fucked up, I'm hitting the gas.
Look,
I was never here. I spent the night at Tiffany house.
like, man, you wouldn't even heard from me. Just
the condor would be like, "We gonna have to take your car."
like I was telling her on the way here, there was some crazy shit happened at my apartments this morning. Minded my business.
Your black business.
Minded my black business. Didn't go down there to see what was happening with my neighbors. Didn't care.
Not your problem.
It's not my problem. Saw this woman on the phone screaming, crying, begging for help. Not my problem.
Close the door slowly. Not my problem.
Not my issue.
Mind your black business.
Long as y'all ain't busting shots and they come through my walls, I'm cool.
Exactly.
Oh, y'all got the police on the way. That's who you need to call first.
Don't call me. Call Jesus.
Okay, so let me ask y'all
Keep me
this.
right on time for you.
So basically, the end of the movie basically showed the beginning of the movie. So let me ask y'all this.
Yep.
What implications do y'all see going forward with the Evil Dead now, knowing that the spirit is basically loose in the world? What implications?
Loose in the world.
Yeah. The spirit was always loose, and it was always Ashley that dealt with it.
Well, except in 2013.
Right. He was in the end credits.
But what was her name? What was the main character's name in 2013? Shit, I can't remember.
Because her boyfriend in there was Ashley.
Yeah, but her name was like Ellie, or I don't know. I call everybody the same thing.
Mia.
She's a playable character. Shout out to the references on the games, though.
Right. Like, shout out to the references in this movie. Swallow your soul. You'll be dead by dawn. Dead by dawn. I love it.
Here for it.
Oh my God.
Come on. You gotta have a shotgun. You gotta have a chainsaw. Thank you, Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell.
But in terms of the future, I hope if you're seeing this, please go see this movie.
Yes.
I would love for them to bring back Bruce in some way. Like, they don't have to make him comedic. They can make him comedic. He can still be his old
dick whatever
self.
He
can do what he wants. But I would like to see somebody explain this shit happens. These things are real. This is how you fight. But it still get people fucked up.
I love it. I'm here for it. I think that it being in the city, because I don't know if people necessarily thought it was just limited to the cabin. However, it's wherever the book is. Right. And shout out to the new design of the book with the teeth on it. I'm not fucking with no book with teeth.
Well, let's also remember this. They said 1 of 3 volumes.
Yep.
So this is 1 of 3. The other one with the face is what? Volume 2 or 1 or 3? Whichever one in the number
don't matter.
Does not matter. I want to see them explore these volumes some more.
The next movie, let's see I don't know what the other one could have. Eyeballs.
Right. Well, they said human skin, like the first one had the face. This one just looked like
it looked like Leatherface had patched together some stuff, but them teeth is on the side. Where them teeth come from? Because they're not human teeth. Where are them teeth come from?
Fish teeth.
No.
The anglers.
Well. But yeah, I would love to see them go into that, as well as it. Just this version of the film shows that this demon can come wherever. wherever the records are played, the tapes are played, depending on what movie you're looking at, tapes, records, whatever. If it's played or someone reads from the book, dummy with the glasses, the Kandarian demon is like, I'm with you now. I want to see it take over a car like in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, Planet Nico. But I want to see it take over a car. I was waiting for that. I was like, please take over their car. So I think that it'll allow a much more broad world, get stuck at the mall, get stuck at different places, because that demon doesn't care. And it's not something that you can, well, that one time we saw what it looked like. What was that, in Evil Dead 2? Remember it was this?
That was Evil Dead 2 when it took over, when Henrietta came. And then there was that other demon that they summoned in Ash versus Evil Dead.
No. Remember in the forest, the lightning flashed, and you see this.
Oh, that's right.
Clipping it, just to let you know.
Right.
I'm clipping that. Just to let you know. I'm totally clipping this.
Because I can only imagine my face, because I'm over here just looking at you.
You gave me the
I'm
right.
totally clipping. You just and the thing is that you willingly did it twice.
I did it twice. I was trying to get him to remember. I'm a visual person. So we kind of know what that looks like, but again, Henrietta, yuck. But Henrietta was that lady.
Yes, Henrietta was that lady. But I would love for them to go more into the different volumes show different shit. Like I would love for them to do more of like the Ash vs. Evil Dead, where I don't know which volume that was in that show, but that book lists some of the demons that are higher than the Deadites. So in the hierarchy, I'd like to see some of them. I would love for them to bring back Ruby. Lucy Lawless, no.
Oh no, I don't know who I was thinking.
But yeah, like I want them to explore it, build some more lore of the book and the demons. Yeah, I love this franchise, man.
I do too. Y'all know it's one of my favorites. I got a shelf. Now I got more shit to put on the shelf because I need to find it. But all the horror cons coming in here.
So before we head on out, before we ride out in the sunset, well, y'all ride out in the sunset. Since y'all are more the Evil Dead folks, where does this one rank amongst the Evil Dead media?
Well, I think we would both say Army of Darkness, bottom.
Go on and put part 2 at the above it.
No, not for me.
You can't put that at the top. Come on.
Can't do that for me.
Hey. If this is what he feels, this is what he feels.
We making an Evil Dead discussion.
I personally, in terms of, you said media, Ash vs. Evil Dead is the number 1 for me.
Well, I mean, that's a show though.
Right.
I said media. I'm talking about all of it.
Now, if you're just talking about media, if you're just talking about movies.
No, I said media. I was including
media,
TV shows.
Ash vs. Evil Dead is number 1.
Oh, I'm not gonna put it number 1. But I would put it.
It's gotta be top 3.
I can't give it top 3. It has to be 4th for me.
4th behind 1 and what?
2013 and this one.
Huh. Okay.
I like Ash vs. Evil Dead. I think it's great. I just don't think it's better than me.
So that being said, Aranya, list it right now. What's your Evil Dead rankings?
The first Evil Dead 2013, this one, Ash vs. Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness.
Boss.
And so for me, and we'll put the game separate because that's a different thing.
I wasn't counting the game.
Me, Ash vs. Evil Dead. Ash vs. Evil Dead 2, this one, the original, then 2013, then Army of Darkness.
Okay. Well, there y'all have it. Evil Dead Rise. Definitely check it out. I don't know if I prefer this one over Scream 6, but if it's not, it'll be right under it. Because Scream 6 I thought was, yeah. But it's definitely gonna be one of the better movies, I think, of this year altogether. Like if I'm rating the movies overall, definitely one of the better ones. And I think across the
I'd
board
probably
we all
say,
give it a solid 9. So
yeah, of the horror
there
movies
you
we've
go.
seen so far, I say the worst one is Pope's Exorcist.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh well, yeah, I ain't get a chance to see that one, so that's all, yeah. But yeah, Evil
Yeah,
Dead Rise. Check it out, view it. It's worth your time. It is a bloody good time, and stay away from holes in the ground. How about that?
yes.
If earthquake
And reading
just
some
happens to
books.
stay away from
Don't
holes in the ground and stay
don't
away from
don't
books. Stay away from creepy looking
don't
books.
leather books. Leave leathery feeling books alone.
Because you know what? This would be a scoop PSA.
How about this?
We have
If your
all
book does not come
wait,
from Barnes
wait,
and
wait, wait,
Noble,
wait, hold on, hold on.
don't
Hold on,
fucking touch it.
hold on, boss. Hold on, hold on. This will be a scoop PSA here. We are all been existing in this world long enough to know what a normal book looks like. A normal book. You should not be touching books that are wrapped in some type of cloth. One, two, mad bugs are around it. And when you look at it, you're like, huh, there was nothing on this book. There's teeth on the side of the book. We know what normal books look like. If you are not interacting with a normal book, leave it be. Leave it be.
And don't read languages you don't understand out loud.
Right.
And that too. And that too. Well, thank y'all for tuning in. Scooter Ray, aka Big Cheese Grade. Run Your Miss, aka Run Your Deadite. Cosmic Boss, aka Boss by Don. Thank y'all for tuning in to this CCR. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen,
Conda. Wagyu.
now when demons come surrounding y'all car around you, you know what happened. Peace.
I told you.